distinguished businessmen, and our friends from the Fourth Estate. And we thank God for today, and I thank you so much for responding to our call. We'll also meet again. We've been meeting for a very long time, and for over 4 years we've been meeting, and we're talking about how to move our community forward. Part of that meeting was what led to the backing of your association today. I remember I sold the idea to you that you need to be under an umbrella. 1, to fight for your rights. 2, to get corporate recognition from government. 3, to also take care of your welfare. 4, to put funds together immediately to continue to increase on your business activities and several other reasons. I thank God that you took that advice, and we had a transition. The transition also gave birth to a democratic process that you used in electing your executive that you have today. And I was informed that at the meeting with the governor's rep in Alausa, that we were applauded to be the only body well organized in Lagos State. And that is a high recommendation from the government angle for you. And this also connotes that you are a group with a face. Government can interact and interface with you. Government can also go forward to also speak on your behalf, either creating waivers from the port or even giving you some level of financing to improve on your business. If I recount what happened in some clients, developed clients of the world recently, where they had this economic meltdown. Using America as a case study, the US government came to bail out Chevrolet, General Motors, and some other companies that would have gone into oblivion because of the economic meltdown. They recognize the fact that those, 1, are their brand all over the world. 2, they provide jobs. 3, in return, if they function properly, they also get revenue from that. 4, most importantly, because they are well organized. And of course, they have their interest lobbyists in the parliament that lobbies on their behalf. This is something I try to bring to you. Yes, you have started small. I'm sure car meet, Oscaris, and many of these big-time car dealers also started very, very small, including Elizabeth. But today, they are big-time auto dealers. And so many of you also have traveled well around the world. And many of you also buy your cars from the internet. You go on car sale and so many of these websites to choose the cars that you want to buy. And when you get down there, you don't buy the cars on streets. You go to designated areas to buy these cars. Even when you go to auction, you don't buy it on streets. Some of these cars, when you see it on the internet also, some of the small dealers use their homes, their garage. You travel down there to check the garage, check the car, and you make purchase. Why is it that when you come down to Nigeria and Amuwo-Odofin Lagos State, the reverse is the case? We are trying to create a very perfect system here, as it was ab initio when Festac was created. And Festac also has a law. For the property owners, they understand what we're saying. There is a law on how to use infrastructure and how to even use your property. And many of this infrastructure, particularly the walkways, They are hollow underneath. You just see a concrete, there's something underneath. There are utilities, pipes, water pipes. You have telecoms under some, and you have sewage lines under some. If you look at Festac, it was perfectly built and designed. We don't even have cables, surface cables. Everything is underground. And rarely people come to service them. And there is little pressure that will be exerted on them. If you exert too much pressure on them, it will collapse. If you just look across the local government, you would have seen a lot of collapsed walkways that have even led to the drain walls collapsing. And some of the drain walls now are cracked. And of course, water will always find its level. And when it does that, it takes away soil around it. And the resultant of that is that you have sinkhole. For those of you that God are blessed enough to have DSTV at home, you saw that America is suffering, and some other parts of the world are suffering from sinkhole. Even China. And these are big, technologically advanced countries. You see a very big building just going down, just like that, not even induced by earthquake. We've had sinkhole in Festac before. We had it at 71 Road. You know, Yademola, by 71 Road, that woman that sells rice, whose son has this snooker board. At that snooker board area, 4 years ago there was a sinkhole, big sinkhole. They never knew how it got there. And it's very easy, I'll tell you how it happened. That tree has a root. The root also will have a space. And while trying to expand, some of them crack the concrete. And once the concrete is cracked and water comes down, water also tries to find its level. Now, it should have even been so. It should have even been more longer, because people are walking on that area, they're moving on it, and there's pressure. And once there is pressure added to the strength of the root, it cracks. And with the pressure, water finds its level, and suddenly the sinkhole happens. And even Festac Town was a swamp. If you go to 6th Avenue, move into 6th Avenue towards the soil, you will see the originality of Festac, how it was. Festac used to be a very big swamp. It was landfill. The canal you see there is man-made. Most of the soil that was taken away from that area were used to sandfill Festac. They now dredged. They dredged the lagoon. They also dredged part of the sea to bring soil to sandfill Festac. And that is why they did not even complete the project. Festac has a phase 2 and a phase 3. We are only in phase 1. The phase 2 of Festac is bigger, 4 times, 5 times bigger than phase 1. So, a landfill area, there is a certain amount of pressure that you can exert on it, considering the environmental impact assessment, the EIA. And Festac was designed merely for over 100,000 people. Now we have over 500,000 in Festac. And I stand to be corrected. Most of the buildings you see, some of them have let their boys' quarters added to the boys' quarter. Some of them have let up, some down, even the guest room. Now in each of those rooms, you have nothing less than 3 to 4 people staying in one room. It is a good thing that we have the International Trade Fair and it's occupied by traders now. It's a wonderful thing that we have the Alaba International. Larger percentage of those traders live in Festac. And many of you have properties here. And I continue to tell people that if this lack of care continues, it is possible that the federal government can sell Festac. And people tell me, no, it's a lie, it can't happen. I smile. When they sold Molina Towers, they sold 1004. They sold Transit Village and many of these federal government properties. Heaven did not fall. When they even sold NEPA recently, the sky did not shake. Festac is not as important or as big as NEPA. Yet it was sold. Now we have cholera. Not only in some part of Nigeria, but in Lagos State, and very close to us. It was cited at Oriade and Ojo, just across us. And people continue to misuse the environment. And you forget that if there's a catastrophe, none of us here will stay. Everybody will find it together. And the road
towards our quest in gathering and harnessing what brought us to Lagos. He has been fair to us, trying to organize us from years to years, and finally we have gotten here. We will give him the hand of applause. Giving birth to this association is like giving birth to greatness. We started some time ago. Some people have a lot of doubt, but by the special grace of God, and by the support, and finally support, and oversight and oversee of the chairman, and our efforts of the executive, it has been possible today. By virtue of reckoning, we remain the best
first in person of Comrade Adewale. As you can see that the weather is very friendly and we have to move very fast. Certain persons to give us very, very brief remarks. If you have observed when the executive chairman was making his keynote address, he spoke on diverse areas which is related to your business. He spoke about the road infrastructure, he spoke about land generally, he spoke about security, and he spoke about the judiciary. Some of these interests are represented here today, and for us to have a field day, to be appropriate for us to hear them. So we'll be taking brief remarks from the representative of the Federal Housing Authority in person of Mr. Hector. Brief remarks.
The President of Resident Association, please permit me to observe the standing protocol. Sometimes, people with us in the FHA, we begin to examine ourselves, and we come out with some certain things that I would like to share with you. It's as if exposure has nothing to do with age. And education also is very paramount to the management of human beings. Besides that, the ingenuity of the Chairman of Amuwo-Odofin local government is unquantifiable.
With the security network in this local government and beyond, in order to secure lives and properties. That is why, very briefly, I will be taking the speech of the divisional police officer of the Festac police station. You're welcome, sir.
I want to recognize the Chairman of President Amuwo-Odofin Association, all people duly observed. No doubt about that. What we gather here for today, I want to believe that every one of us has benefited from it. From my experience, I've had calls to intervene from residents of many places, guys will complain bitterly that some cars are lying there. Sometimes they will even pretend that such cars are abandoned. That the people of suspicious character will have had them. So we know the fact that certainly they are all around them in the presence of the cars. So if this new idea is completed fast, which I pray it to be so. It will help greatly. Said that at least it will restore a lot of sanity in the environment. And apart from this, I like to about the Cardinal Association. We normally have some challenges created by some retailers where they drive on Western Factory in the night. Especially December months where there is that desperation and this everything can happen. So please, I advise you not to drive on Western Factory in the night anywhere, so that it will lessen our own job also. I want to assure the gathering here that God's willing, we are putting in our best and we will never relent in the effort. This December month, I want to assure you that there will be time-free environment. Thank you very much.
Ayo, as I mentioned, sir, the president of the Amuwo-Odofin Resident Association, a representative of the FHA, the chairman of the Association of the Auto Parts, Amuwo-Odofin, all other protocols observed. Like my DP has just said, I just want to add one or two things to what I've heard. First of all, I want to say that any society that is not well organized, a lot of things will be in a shambles, and that is why I really key into this type of a vision. It's a wonderful vision. It's a man that wants the society to be organized. I want to quickly go to the security tips areas. I want to advise the Association of the Automats in starting this new project. There is need for you to have what we call a data bank. A data bank where you store all the vehicles that comes into your center, your automat centers. You should have a data bank. We have left the period of analog, we are now into a digital age. And so there is need for you to ensure proper documentation of every vehicle you bring into Amuwo-Odofin. Secondly, such information should be made available to the police. This will help us to monitor stolen vehicles. And I also want to intimate you to understand the fact that now you are going to start this new project. Your friends from other parts of Lagos may like to use that opportunity to bring in vehicles. And I want to advise you, if anybody brings a vehicle into your car stand for you to sell, don't be interested in the gain you are going to make. Look at the genuity of the car being brought to your shop. Because if the car is a stolen car, it is immaterial whether he brought it to you. You will have a question to answer. So before you accept any car in your car stand for you to sell for anybody, most of the time some people come in from abroad, say, I brought in 3 cars, I brought in 4, I want you to sell it for me. Always make sure where the car is coming from. Look at the bill of the lady and Find out whose name is there. Find out the man talking to you. Who is he? What is his trade? Look at his international passport to be able to confirm the genuinity of that car, whether it belongs to him or not. But if it is to the contrary, I will advise you, in the interest of security, don't accept such cars in your shop. I am telling you this because once in a while, the security agency will be moving around to check the inventory of some cars in the shop. And don't allow yourself to be embarrassed. We want you to be very genuine and legitimate businessmen. And finally, I want to say that now that you have come on board as very legitimate players in this field, I will advise you first and foremost to come together as a unit, have a constitution, and then have your task force in place. And when you have any problem, when you have any difficulties, or members that are trying to conduct themselves in a disorderly manner, don't take law into your hand. Don't go on self-help. Report to the police so that we can resolve the issues amicably. Thank you.
The area commander, the State Security Service for Amuwo-Odofin Local Government and Comrade Adewale, President of Mrs.
Thank you. Mr. Chairman, sir, all other protocols sustained. Yes, I just want to thank Chairman for making our business very, very easy in this local government. He's a visionary, dynamic, full of initiative leader. He's a leader in all encompassing. I just want to thank him for bringing this laudable program at this time and point, at this time of the season. A season whereby many other criminalities are thriving, a season whereby things are happening. This is a season whereby globalization has crept into every nook and cranny of every nation. I just want to say thank you, Mr. Chairman. Continue the good work. Yes, my colleagues in the Security Palace, they have almost said most of the things I want to say. But I want to add to what they have said so far. Yes, this is a laudable program, and I want each and every one of you to key into it, especially these times of criminalities. We know that most times people snatch cars, they come to new dealers, and they will give it to you. Without knowing, you accept the responsibility of selling. Such things, if you gather yourself as a group and as an entity and have a place like what he has provided for you, such issues, I'm sure, will reduce criminality in Festac. And I want to use this opportunity to tell you that we have so many a time have these arms being imported into this country. Proliferation of arms are done through these cars. Some of them are parked in the booths, some of them not in the booths. They use other compartments of the vehicles and they bring in. And some of us who are involved in these criminalities accept these deals. By the time they park it in your lot, they will come there and the owner will pay. So this is an opportunity for helping us to curb these crimes. Help us to identify those of them who are involved in those things and reducing armed robbery attacks, using arms and other sorts of ammunition. You will all understand too that when you don't have an organized mass or organized pack, the hoodlums, by the time you finish your business in the day and go home, they use your small areas, especially those of you who does not have the parks that are fenced, they use these areas to organize themselves. Some use it to sell their drugs, some use it to organize themselves on how to continue on their crimes. I just want to tell you that we are all here for you. I want to move Festac forward. And how are we going to move Festac forward? Security these days is no longer the business of the security agencies. It has become a collaborative effort. That is why each time chairman has such program here, we call on the security agencies because he has the interest of this committee at his heart to make Festac a crime-free area, to clean up that record of red alerts that Festac is a place where all manner and types of criminality thrives. So this he has been doing. And the security agencies have been cooperating with him to clean Festac and Amuwo-Odofin generally off from that record track. And together we shall all make it happen. And I want you to go back and really key into this program. It will bring economic growth into this local government. In the sense that people, he's just saying people from around, not only the states, others from the West Coast can even come here because they are getting things genuine. There are cases of people buying cars somewhere, and because it's not from genuine source, they end up buying stolen cars. Innocently. But if you have organized place like this, then anybody buying anything will know, yes, I am buying from a recognized institution. And your business will thrive. And you help chairman to give employment to all these youths that are hanging around. So the security people are here to collaborate with you, and you are to collaborate with us to make this deal of making Festac and Amuwo-Odofin an economic viable area, crime-free area, and very safe for habitation. Thank you.
OPS Area Commander of LASMA, Mr. Fatai Olusoye.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman, all protocol duly observed. I think the little what I want to put out to us here is this. I've had an encounter with the car dealers association. Each time the chairman calls us to come around and pick their cars, since they are parked probably on the curbs, and some of them are parked on the green zones. I had this opportunity to meet some of these car dealers in portraying our own effort or the reason why we are there. The idea is that it's very, very easy. If everybody plays their role accordingly, things will work out as expected. If Mr. Chairman plays his role as Mr. Chairman, and we, the Car Dealers Association, plays our roles as the Car Dealers Association, I believe we're going to have a lot of peace. I had an encounter with maybe some of your men 2-3 days ago. They were so bitter. But I made them see the reason why cars are not supposed to be parked on the road. We are not your enemies. We are trying to make things work out for ourselves. There are some areas where we come in, we try to correct some things that are wrong. And there are some areas where we come in, we have to do the job the way it is expected. But my little word of advice is this. Because the last team I met, they made me understand that some of them had just one cars. And the cost of the place they were supposed to move to is very high. I don't want to throw us back. I believe with all the speeches I've had, the chairman has made things well clear to everybody. I will implore us, I don't enjoy doing people's car. I don't enjoy booking people's vehicles. But it's always good when we do the right thing at the right time to make things go on as expected. Even at the last place I went to,
Somebody went as far as trying to cover my speech and everything. I made him understand the man standing here before you knows what he's doing. But thank God that was corrected. When we are trying to say situation, somebody was trying to make us understand we don't know what we're doing. I would just advise us, let's try to work in harmony to make Festac Town a greater place than how it was. I know, like what the chairman said, it is impossible for us to take it back to how it was, but that is a belief I don't like to have. Rome was not built in a day. If everybody played their roles as expected, things are moving up for good. My little advice is this: let's collaborate with the government on ground and let's see how best we can make our ends meet, how best our business can move further, how best the environment can go than expected for good. Thank you very much.
At this juncture,
Somebody made mention of the area, and along the line we heard about cost. Now, the area, I've told you that we have spotted 2 areas, and we're going to work very hard to securing them for your benefit. And like I also put it to your doorstep, that if we see other areas along the solo, we're ready to key into this vision, we're ready to talk to them and negotiate with them and all that. We want to have as many centers as possible. But these centers must be on commercial plots. We're not going to make use of residential plots. Even the one we want to make use of here is on the commercial plots, because we are trying to discourage people from turning residential areas into commercial centers. These also have a lot of impact on infrastructure and distort physical planning and all that. On cost, like I said, I will not do anything that will take money too much out of your pocket. But again, even in Freetown, there's no free lunch. We must try as much as possible to pay some certain amount of money, if you know what I mean. And I've told somebody how to put calculator to it. Like I said, conservatively, if that land is well utilized, the first one, can take nothing less than 200 cars. So if you divide 2.5, if that is the final agreement, but I'm still bidding for the money to come down. So if you divide 2.5 into places, what will you get? Huh? 125. So you are paying 1,250. So you are paying 1,250 per year. 1,000 what? No. 12,500 divided by 12. That's 1,050 naira. That is what you are paying per month. You can't get that anywhere. Not even in North Korea. That's the most communist country. You can't get it anywhere. So we bring it that low because what the council is after is getting back up. That money is a push start fund. Just to get out of the road. We are loaning you that money at 0%. So we will take it back. As you come in, you pay, we pull it back. But you're not going to pay cash to us. You are going to pay to local government account and bring your receipts. That is what will allow you come in. Now, it's not fixated. Once you sell that car, I'm not selling the space to you. Once you sell that car, you have to plow. Because the money you plow back also go to maintain the roads. Go to sweep the roads and do other sundries. I'm only saying that if anybody has a difficulty of selling that car within 1 year, you have a car park and you have a car mat. So it's 2 things together. Where you park your car and where you sell your car. You know there are some areas, if you are taking your car to be sold, you must pay. And if you are taking your car back to where you park it, you also pay. So the only thing we are expecting your union to do, and which you must pay capitation fee, your union due. Now, part of your union due, your union
is not to buy point and kill catfish. Your union will use that money to provide security. Lightings, even megaphone, so as to pass announcements if need be, and other things. But they must do it at a very reasonable amount so that you don't hurt anybody. And I said we are not going to collect any money if anybody buys a car and is moving the car out. That is not there. We are giving you all of this incentive so as to encourage you to leave the road. Now, we don't expect to continue to pay your rent for you. Council will hands off by the time you get started, at least within 1 year. As serious business-minded people, 1 year is enough for you to get started. If it's not enough, we extend it by 2 years. And that depends on the coming administration. Because my tenure ends 30th October next year. Except the people of Lagos State, the House of Assembly, decide to go pre-99. And pre-99 means that we are giving back our 1 year that was taken away before. They will be running concurrent with state governors and the president that spent 4 years. The first election in Nigeria in 1998 was local government election before the state federal election. So Lagos State is trying to revert back to pre-99. It's not elongation. If that is done, then I have 1 more year added. But I don't want to leave liabilities because already I am on shutdown mode. You know, when you are traveling, the pilot tells you that you are about to land. Already need to and descending gradually, like that. You understand? It only makes sense. Because if you don't tune your mindset, you just end up crashing. They will not crash in Jesus' name. Amen. So that is the financial structure. But I want to do something that will push you, to start you. Because I know it's a bit challenging for you to mobilize 2.5 million at a go. I know the economic reality of this country. So we want to push start you and put it in your hands. So when we do that, your union due and all of that thing can always augment, or you find a financial structure to continue to pay for the space. But my prayer is also, and I thank God that the government of Lagos have done that. No landlord can just wake up one morning and become a Shylock. We are going to structure in such a way that the landlord does not also look at it after 1 year that, this has become a honey spot. And just say, go and pay 20 million. You can't pay, leave the place. And one of you will now say, I'm paying. They now start charging you, God knows, cutthroating fee. You don't want such things. You want everybody to be on a plain level field. And those that will benefit it are those of you from the road, that are on the road now. So take the chance while it still lasts. So I thank you for coming. God be with you as you go. We will hasten from our own side to making sure that we quickly get you off. I will not dodge away from the question. I don't dodge away from issues. Whether you be on the road now or not, well, wisdom is the principal thing. In all, we use understanding. I won't say more than that. Wisdom is the principal thing. In all, we use understanding. I will discuss with the FHA and the FTRA on that issue, and we'll get back to your union. But I know if we speed up very quickly, within 1 week, we are in that space. So that question will not suffice. We speed up within 1 week, we are out of that place. And what we will do, we bring very quickly, and we'll bring the compactor, the vibrator, the roller. We'll compact it very, very well. Very, very well. We don't have the money to buy stone base now. It would be lovely if we can stone base the place, but we'll compact it. See, if you are not driving all of the time, it will not distort the art. So we will just do that and move very speedily. Thank you.